morning, future cyber heroes. Thank you for gathering here today as we embark on a journey through the fascinating world of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, collectively known as STEAM. My name is Isa May Villanueva Taruk, and I work in the IT department for FedEx Express Canada. In my role as a business application advisor, I get to work on many exciting projects and with lots of different departments and teams. My roles include project management, business analysis and architecture, and business process management. I stand before you not just as a speaker, but as someone who has witnessed the evolution of this digital landscape firsthand. Let me take you back to a time when computers were clunky machines with blinking lights and the internet was a mysterious concept. I grew up in an era where mobile phones were in their infancy and the idea of instant communication seems like fiction. But even then, I felt the spark of curiosity. That same spark that drives each of you today. In elementary school, I had my first encounter with coding. Picture this: green screen, DOS prompts, floppy disk, and the screeching sound of dial-up internet. However, information was scarce, and experts were a luxury, so I relied on my family, friends, teachers, and classmates to navigate this brave new world. Fast forward to high school, and technology had leaped forward. Microsoft Suite, search engines, AutoCAD, and coding languages became my companions. I was comfortable with math and science and the allure of engineering. The art and creating and designing captivated me. Little did I know that the digital revolution was about to change everything. Today, we stand at the intersection of innovation and security. Our theme, Cyber Heroes, Securing Our Future, resonates deeply. Technology isn't just about convenience. It's also about safeguarding our digital environment. Every line of code, every encryption algorithm, every cybersecurity measure contributes to a safer online world for all. At FedEx, our development team acts as the first line of defense. We have to be vigilant in helping to ensure that our external interfaces and data connections are secure and areas of vulnerability are addressed to prevent data breaches and leaks that can disrupt our operation, damage our company, and erode customer trust. As aspiring cyber heroes, your role is pivotal. You hold the key to protecting the integrity of every application, transaction, and data interchange. So my young friends, keep practicing those coding skills during this hackathon. Dive into the intricacies of STEAM, keep exploring, and you will open up a world of possibilities. And while technical skills are important, keep in mind that it is also equally important to develop soft skills like communication, interpersonal skills, teamwork, adaptability, critical thinking and problem solving, and time management. And remember, the path that you're on isn't just about zeros and ones. It's about shaping the future. When you're choosing engineering, your data science, or any other STEAM field, know that you're part of a global mission to protect, innovate, and inspire. As I look back on my journey from typewriters to cloud computing, I see the resilience of a human spirit. Let's embrace this digital age with open minds, open heart, and commitment to excellence. Together, we'll build a safer, smarter world, one line of code at a time. Thank you, and may your cyber hero journey be filled with purpose, passion, and endless possibilities.
Hey there, Hacker Gals. Welcome to the Hackathon of 2024 pre-recorded webinar number 1, Coding a Random Word Generator. Hi, I'm Miriam. I'm a second-year Hackergal ambassador in grade 10. I decided to join the ambassador program so that I can inspire girls across the country to be interested in STEM. I wanted to make a difference in their lives while also getting to improve my coding skills and collaborate with like-minded girls We're also interested in STEM, while gaining skills such as public speaking, leadership, mentorship, and coding. I too am interested in pursuing a career in the field of STEM, hence why I decided to join the Ambassador program. Before we begin, on behalf of all of us Hacker Gals, I'd like to thank our keynote speaker, Aziz Blunueva Tarouk, who works in the IT department as a business application advisor for FedEx Express Canada. It was exciting to hear about her journey in starting in tech in elementary school and using dial-up internet, to learning coding and languages in high school, and all the way to her current role. She's recognized our important role of cyber heroes in truly keeping our data and features secure. Thank you again. Now let's get into some project coding. Do you find it challenging thinking of new passwords each time you create an account? Fear not. In this coding webinar, you will learn to set up a password generator with two main procedures. The first part is a procedure that will generate a basic password, including words, characters, and numbers. The second procedure will focus on producing more advanced passwords using random letters, characters, and a large range of numbers. Well done for choosing to watch this coding webinar. Using all these new skills you're about to learn will give you great ideas to add to your hackathon project that you're going to submit for judging. You're eligible to win a Samsung Galaxy tablet if you submit your project as an individual, or if you choose to work in a pair, you would each be eligible to win a Kodak digital camera. Now let's build our own coding skills and learn how to code our own random word generator. What could this actually be used for, you ask? Here are some ways you can use the new skills you're going to learn. Creating team or group names, using lists in your project to create a game, collecting and displaying scores for a game, and making up secure passwords. We're going to learn to use variables to showcase data. Things will collect data and create lists on its own. Some skills we're going to review are making lists and text box. This webinar is based on a Lightbite lesson from the Hackergal Hub. If you want to learn more cool codes to add to the excitement of your project, please go to the Hub after this webinar to learn lots more. You will learn to craft a password generator that uses the TextPick command to randomize words. You will also learn to explore strings, group text, characters, and numbers to create a more secure password. Password generators are useful in cybersecurity with practices like unique passwords aimed at preventing cyber attacks and hacks. And that's not all. You'll also learn to create a charades game where you will code a timer to challenge players to act out the randomly generated words within a set time. Get ready to level up your coding skills and cybersecurity prowess. This webinar will build on what you've already learned in the Launchpad lessons. If you didn't get a chance to finish these, it would be best that you take some time to do that. Once you're done with the Launchpad, come back here to learn how to make your own random word generator. For our learners who are ready to explore more beyond the Launchpad, let's do this. Once you open links, create a new project and a title for it. For example, coding a random word generator. Make sure you sync your project regularly as you go along by clicking this button on the top left side of your screen. Here is the setup that we're going to make for the password generator. So in order to create this password generator, we will use two main procedures that will create different types of passwords. The first procedure we will set up to generate a basic password contains one word, one character, and a 3-digit number. Go ahead and set this up in the initial procedure. In the password generator procedures tab, under the procedures pane, we're going to type to password. We're going to click on enter twice and then end. The second procedure will generate a more advanced password that contains a random selection of letters, one character, and a 4-digit number. Now let's go set up this procedure. We're going to type in to advanced underscore password. We're going to click on enter twice and then type in end. Now add the password generator clip art and set its shape to the clip art in pane 1 and right click to set it frozen. So we're going to go to this plus button, we're going to click on sample clip art, and then we're going to click on backgrounds. Here, if we click on this little house icon, we'll then have a variety of different backgrounds that we can set our turtle to. So we can do set shape. For example, we can do set shape 8. This will set our shape of the turtle to this specific image right here in square number 8. Now we're going to right click on this thing and we're going to select the box that says frozen. And now our turtle and our background is frozen on the page. Now let's add two different text boxes, which we will call upon for our passwords. We're going to go click on the plus button again and click on text. This first list will contain a list of words. Specifically, ours will contain 10 different fruits. When creating your own project, you'll have to select a list of random words on your own. The more predictable the words are, the more enhanced the output of the password random generator will be. Remember to print in each word on a separate line, and this will be very important later on. So some of the words we're going to type in right here, right now. So we're going to type in a bunch of different words right here. So we have 5 words: pair, now we have 10 different words for our first list. We're now going to add a second text box, which includes a variety of different characters. We're going to go to the plus button and click on plus text box again. And now we have another separate text box. In this text box, we're going to type in a bunch of different symbols and characters, which will hold 10 of each of these on a separate line. And we will hide these text boxes once we're done typing them. So go ahead and feel free to add a bunch of different symbols and be sure to add 10 of them. So now we've added our 10 different symbols. We're now going to right-click on these boxes and unselect Visible. This will hide the text boxes that we have from the viewer, so they won't be seeing these lists, but we can still retrieve items from them later on. Now let's create a text box where our password will be printed, and we'll adjust the search bar so it appears in the center of the screen. So we're going to go to the plus button, add text box again. We're going to change the size a little bit, and this is where our password is going to be printed. To generate the password, we will use the ask command to ask the text box to print a set of instructions. So both under the passwords and the advanced passwords procedures, we're going to type ask and then in single quotes, text 3. We're going to repeat this command for both of them, and we're also going to add in the square brackets. So feel free to type both of these in both the procedures that we have. We will ask text 3 to clear any text before generating a new password by using CT or clear text command. We can follow this by using the commands that ask the printed text to be printed by a certain size, style, or color. We will do this by using the commands set text size, set text color, and set text style, and by adding word inputs that are recognized by the Linux coding platform between single quotations. Go ahead and add the following commands to clear and adjust text. So inside, we're going to click on enter. We're going to type in CT, and then on new line, we're going to do set text size huge. So we're going to type in set text size, all of it is going to be one word. And then in single quotes, we're going to type in huge. On a new line, we're then going to type in set text color. This is also all one word, no spaces. And we're going to set it to purple inside of single quotes. And then on a new line, we're going to type in set text style, no spaces between this one as well. And in single quotes, we're going to type in bold. Now let's create a text box where our password will be printed and adjust the positioning so that it will appear like beside the search bar. So we're going to adjust this so it stays in the middle of our screen. And we'll be using the ask command to ask the text box to print out a set of instructions. So under both the password and advanced password procedures, we're going to type in ask, and then in single quotes, we're going to type in text 3 to refer to this text box that we have on the screen. And we're going to do this for both of the procedures that we have. We're also going to add square brackets right below these commands. And we will first ask text 3 to clear any text that it has before generating a new password by using the command CT or clear text. We can follow this by using the commands that we ask to print the text. So it could be printed a certain size, style, or color. We will do this by using commands set text size, set color size, and set style size, and adding word inputs that are recognized by the Linux coding platform between single quotations. So now we're going to go ahead into these square brackets, and we're going to type in CT, which means clear text. And then on a new line, we're going to type in set text size. This is all one word. And then in single quotes, we're going to type in huge. And then we're going to go on to a new line. And then we're going to type in set text color, all one word. And then in single quotes, we're going to type in purple. Now, on another line, we're going to type in set text style, and then single quotes, we're going to type in bold. And feel free to come and copy paste this into the advanced procedures pane as well, because we'll be using the same size styling format for both of these. Now we're going to move on to using the text pick and random commands to randomize our text generation. But before we do so, we're going to quickly go over to this little button right here right below the high square icon. We're going to open up this little page. I'm going to click on the little arrow, and we're going to quickly rename our words and characters text boxes. So we're going to click on edit and change text box number 1 to words, which is the list that we have the random words in. And we're going to go to text box 2, edit, and replace this with characters. This is going to make things easier for us while incorporating these properties later on in our procedures. So for now, to generate the password, we will need to tell Lynx to choose and print a word and a character from our previously created text boxes at random. For this, we will use the text pick command. This command randomly selects and reports a line from a specified text box, which is why each word in our words text box and each character from our characters text box was written on a different line. We will also need to tell Lynx to print the chosen word and chosen character into our text box, for which we will use the print command. Add these two commands to your password procedure. So now we're going to type in on a new line inside of this little thing. We're going to type in text3, and after that, we're going to type in comma, and after so, we're going to type in print text pick, and then we're going to type in single quotes words. And on a new line, we're going to type in print text pick, and then we're going to do in single quotes characters. This is going to tell Lynx to take out a word randomly from our words text box and from our characters text box. When we ask Lynx to print something in the text box, the cursor automatically moves to the line. Since our passwords need to be generated on one line, we need to use the CB or cursor back command to move the cursor back to the previous line where the word was generated instead of on a new line. Let's add this command to our password procedure right now. Before asking Lynx to print the text pick characters, add CB. So we're going to do so by adding CB right in front of the word print on line 8. To enhance the security of your generated password, consider incorporating numbers into your code. By using the random command and following it up with a number, we can ask Lynx to choose numbers between an identified range. For the basic password, we will tell Lynx to choose a number between 0 and 100. Add the random command to your password procedure and remember to incorporate the CB command. So on a new line, inside the square brackets, we're going to type in CB, and then we're going to type in print random 100, and it's going to choose a random number from 0 to 100. The advanced password procedure will have similar elements to the simple password procedure, specifically by choosing random numbers between a text box, this is defined range, and choosing the characters from the characters text box. We can copy these over from the completed password procedure, but instead of using 100, we will make our range from 0 to 3000. So we're going to copy paste in this characters line for our advanced passwords procedures. We're going to copy paste it right below the set style bold. And we're going to type in CB print random 10,000. You'll notice that for the more advanced password, we have increased the range of numbers for Lynx to choose from. You can tailor your code by adjusting this range according to your preferences. In the second part of this webinar, you'll learn to interrogate variables into the advanced passwords procedure to create more complex password generations. Just before you take a break to practice your coding more, here's the secret word for this contest. Make sure you write it down so you can enter it in your post-event survey answers. Remember that there are 3 other secret words for you to collect: the kickoff party, the closing party, and the other coding webinar. The secret word for this webinar is guardian. To practice the commands that you just learned, pause the video now. Once you're ready, you can come back and play the video to learn how to make more complicated passwords. Welcome back to part 2, making a charades game. After watching this part of the webinar, you'll be able to use the text pick and random commands to add randomization to password generation, and explore variables to create more complicated passwords. You'll also be able to use if statements to control and stop a timer, and also be able to learn how to generate passwords from simple to more complicated ones by adding variables into your code. You will also code a timer using if statements that control and stop the timer. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to quickly go ahead and add some buttons. We're going to go to the plus icon right here, and we're going to click on buttons, and this will add 2 new buttons to our screen. You can resize them however you want and name them however you want using this little thing in the corner. And we're going to right click on these, and we're going to rename this to generate password, and we're going to on click link it to password. This will link it to the passwords procedure that we created earlier. We're going to do the same thing for this one, except we're going to call it advanced passwords, and on click, attach it to advanced_password. This will attach it to the advanced passwords procedure that we've also created earlier. So, how will we be using variables? In the case of the advanced password, we're going to be doing things in a different way, by creating a variable that selects individual letters from the list of the alphabet. This allows us to create a list of passwords that consist of a combination of letters, providing an extra layer of complexity compared to the original password setup with a more word-based approach. To do this, we're going to add a starter procedure on line 1 and create a variable called letter. Within the variable, we're going to add all the letters of the alphabet. So we're going to click on enter above. We're going to do to startup, and click on enter twice and then end. And between these, we're going to type in make and in single quotes letter. This will signify that it will be a variable. And then we're going to add square brackets and type in all the letters of the alphabet and make sure all these letters are spaced out. Now we can tell Links to choose what letters at random from this list to choose when generating a more advanced password. Instead of text picks command, we will use the pick command this time, which reports an element chosen randomly when showing the value of a variable. Now let's add it to our procedure. Before the characters and the numbers we printed, we are going to type right below the bold, and we're going to type in text3, comma, CB, and then we're going to type in print pick colon letter. And this is going to indicate to our letter variable to choose a random letter from the list. Now, how we added this before to print characters and numbers code to ensure that our password starts with letters. You can customize this by changing the order by which numbers, letters, and characters are printed. Test out your code, clicking the Advanced Password button, which seems to be generating only one letter. To generate more passwords, we're going to use repeat command to tell Links to print out more than one letters. We're going to print out 4 letters, and therefore we're going to type in print around this command. We're going to go back to advanced passwords. We're going to type in repeat, and then we're going to type in 4, and then square brackets around the section, and we're going to add another square bracket ending it right after letter. The last thing you need to do is to create a reset procedure which clears the text to ensure that it's linked to the reset button. And now our password generator will be ready to use. So we're going to add the button right here. We're going to rename this, call it reset. We're going to quickly create a reset procedure to reset text. All we're going to do, we're going to go click on clear text. And we're going to link this to our reset button. Well, now we're going to be adding timers to the game. Building upon the idea of a word generator, now let's dive into the concept of timers and how they can add an element of challenge in the games that can be developed using word generators. Apply the knowledge from the code used in the password generator to set up a word generator that can be used in a game of charades, for example. Let's set up the code using a select of random selected words using the asked, print, and text pick commands, and remember how to create those different text boxes for different categories. So here we have 3 text boxes, one containing a list of animals, one containing a list of actions, and one containing a list of objects. Feel free to do this by going to the plus button and clicking on text box, which will add a text box to your screen, and you can rename these text boxes by clicking on right click, type in a new name, and apply. But for now, we're going to make these boxes invisible by unselecting the visible box and apply. So we can slip tune the words from them, but they just won't be visible to the user. After doing so, we're actually going to have this be obtained into this main text box here. We already have a font styling set up here. It's pretty much the same as the last one, except we're going to change the coloring to pink instead of purple. And the way we're going to be coding this section is that we're going to be doing 2 animal words and end, and after that we're going to be asking text box 1. We're going to be asking it to display these words, so we're going to do square brackets, CT, new line. We're going to do font to set up the styling, and then we're going to do text 1, print text pick, and then the single quotes, we're going to type in animals to refer to the list that we have earlier. And we're going to copy paste the same procedure and we're going to repeat it for all the other things that we have. So we're going to do action words and we're going to place this with actions. We're going to do the same thing for objects, object words, objects. And let's just double check. Yep, this is all good. And now we're going to be adding buttons so that we can actually generate these words into this main text box. So we're going to go to the plus button, add a button, and we're going to be changing the size of it a little bit. And we're going to call this animals. And on click, we're going to change it to animal words. And if we click on this button, we're going to see that hopefully we'll have a animals word generated. Oh, it's text. And be sure to look for any typos that you have in your text, in your code. So if we click on this, we'll see that a word has been generated, like fox from the list that we had before. Click on it again, now generate a new word called turtle. And we're going to be doing the same procedure for the other things that we have. We're going to change this to actions. And we're going to be attaching it to the action words. Now it's generating different actions. We're going to go to the plus button, click. There's another one's going to appear. Change the sizing a bit. Rename it to objects. And we're going to do on click object words. And voila, we have our 3 buttons. Now, once your phrase word generator is all set up with different procedures for our different categories, you can now incorporate a timer to add a layer of difficulty for the player. So now we're going to be adding 2 new turtles, and we're going to be setting their shape to the clip art using the clip art pane. Here we already have 2 pre-added turtles. You're going to go to this little house icon, go click on the plus icon, and go add your images. This circle here, we have it obtained from flaticon.com, and this rectangle here was made on Pixlr, made of sizings like 400 by 100 or something. So that's where you can obtain your shapes, or you can go to different websites to obtain your images yourselves. But after doing so, you can just click on the plus button, enter image URL, or select it from your desktop. But after doing so, we're going to go onto a new line and we're going to be starting a new procedure called timer. So we're going to add some space up here and we're going to be creating a new function called toStartTimerEnd. So this is what our procedure is going to look like. We will use the commands forward and wait to show the movement of the timer. In order to make our timer approximately 40 seconds long, we will ask time turtle indicator or the yellow circle or the pink, green, blue circle in this case to move forward 1 and wait 1. You can adjust this timer, increasing the size of the bar so that the player has more time than they need to, or increase the rate of the turtle at which it moves at. So now we're going to be adding these commands in. So let's see what the name of this turtle is. We've got turtle2. So we're going to go turtle2. We're going to do forward 1, wait 1. And next, we're going to ensure that this timer continues to run until it reaches the end of this pink bar. So in order to do that, we're going to type in the word forever. And now we're going to add these procedures to our different categories, which will then tell the timer to run as soon as the word is generated. So do you test out your code? Does it work? Well, you will notice that the timer will continue to run all the way past the screen, and because we have not told the turtle to stop. So if we do click on this, for example, and let's say we do say start timer in this procedures pane, you will see that it just continues to run and it will eventually run off the screen, and we don't want it to be doing that. So we're going to move this turtle all the way back here. So we're going to want the turtle to stop moving at some point. So we're going to add in a new line to our code. We're going to do T2, and then we're going to add in forever if the x coordinate, in this case, we're going to move our turtle to the end of the line just to see where our ending x coordinate is going to be. And we can see that it's going to be 152. So if it reaches 152, and we're going to add a greater sign to make sure it stops there. And we're going to do stop all that's happening if this does happen. This will make sure that all the code stops running if the turtle has reached the end of this pink bar according to the set coordinates that we have already. So within the if statement, after the coordinates, we're also going to type in square brackets, we're going to do announce, and in single quotes, times up, and then it's going to stop all. Remember to continuously test out your code to make sure your timer is working. Here, the timer is going to go all the way over here. So if we do move the timer back here, and if we actually start timer, it will continue to run, hopefully. But that is what we have for now. So in order to reset this charades thing, we will want to have it reset back to the original coordinates, because if we just do this direction, it's going to continue going in this direction like that. So we're going to add a new procedure called to reset charades. And we're going to do set turtle to, we're going to set x to, we're going to move the turtle back here. It's going to be x coordinate minus 44, minus 144. And then we're going to do text 1, clear text, and stop all, and then end. So after this procedure is going to be linked to our reset button, which we're going to add. We're going to go to plus, add button, and over here, we're going to rename this to reset and link this to the reset button. And now we're going to quickly go here, add this start timer function to these functions that we have right here. We're going to add it right down below. And hopefully the timer will start to move once it has started. And yeah, so as we can see right now, our timer has started to now move across the screen. We've now given a limited time to solve this. So this time is probably going to be like about a minute, but you could change it according to how much you want by changing the wait time and the forward time of your code. So now your charades game is ready to be played. Consider how you can apply your knowledge to a wide variety of different interactive games and projects. This word generator is a versatile tool that can be customized and adapted to suit different contexts. How will you use it? And be sure to remember to save your code by clicking this button right above the plus button on your left side of the screen. This will save the project. And if you don't click on this button, your project may not be saved and all your hard work may not all be saved there. So be sure to click this button, continue every time you've added a new change to your project. Also, be sure to check for bugs in your code and continue to run it every time you've added a new component to make sure you can catch all these bugs to make sure you have an amazing working project. Congratulations, Hackergals! You've learned how to create the simple and more complicated passwords. Remember that you can use these new added skills to your hackathon project and that you're going to submit for judging. You're eligible to win a Samsung Galaxy tablet if you submit your project as an individual. Or if you choose to work in a pair of two, you would each be eligible to win a Kodak digital camera. Best of luck with the next steps of your coding journeys. Bye for now!